Welcome to the very first episode of the MotakuCast with me and...
Me. I'm Harry.
He's Harry, or Harold, as I call him. And we are here to discuss metal and anime and manga and occasionally cars.
Yes, we are.
And I hope you enjoy it very much and yeah, it won't be anything too radically long.
Yeah.
So, this is a great time to start this podcast because the summer season of anime is about to come to an end.
It's just finishing.
So me and you will be discussing in this episode what we've been watching and what we've enjoyed throughout this season. And it's also, it's almost the start of the fall season or the autumn season if you have a brain and you live in the UK. So we'll be discussing fall or autumn animes, end of the summer animes, and other things. Now, right off the bat, if we go to anychart.net/fall, we can discuss some shows that we've been watching.
This new season.
There's new seasons of things that I'm definitely watching. Right off the bat.
So what are you excited for, Tom?
I'm excited for the second season of Owari no Seraph, which I know you haven't watched. But this is going to be the next big thing, and I'm still standing by that. Where the hell is it? Where is it, Harold? Oh, yes, and...
I'm excited for the second season of... How the hell do you say it again? Shinmei Mao no...
Kyakusha.
It is essentially a High School DxD spin-off.
It's not really a spin-off, it's a rip-off.
No, it's a rip-off. Not a spin-off.
It's a High School DxD.
But it's quite fun.
It's a harem ecchi kind of...
Involving demons
kind of
and angels.
Demons and angels.
Excalibur. That always comes up.
Multiple rape, orgasm, incest scenes. But we'll brush past that.
Yeah, let's move on.
It's a show. It's got lots of entertainment value in it. The characters are good.
Mm-hmm.
The last season, in fact, had a very good conclusion. I was very fond of that. I thought, is this going to get a second season? And it turns out that it was.
Yep.
And
of course, we have
Second one.
Another season of the most popular anime ever.
Aside from Dragon Ball Z.
Pokemon X, Y, and Z.
Yes, it's the follow-up to Pokemon X and Y. We've stuck a Z on the end.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what to expect from this new Pokemon
Neither
series.
do I. Ash looks ridiculous now.
Yes, Ash does look really weird. I've gone off him ever since X and Y started. He looks a bit
Ever
too
since
weird.
the original, it's just gone downhill.
I mean,
some of the new Pokemon are cool. The games are cool. Speaking of Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Go, is this a new... I have no idea what that is.
I know what this is.
Explain to our listeners.
Pokemon Go is a new game being released for mobile devices. And you have the two games. You have Pokemon Go and you have Pokemon Go Plus. Pokemon Go, on your phone, you bring it out. It uses your camera and your GPS to locate where you are and points out Pokemon in the real world. And you'll throw Pokeballs and you will capture them and you will battle people. There will be public events to capture legendaries such as Mewtwo... Mew, various things like that. Pokemon Go Plus, you get a little bracelet which you can clip onto your bag. You can wear it as a bracelet, whatever, and it buzzes and makes a sound when you are near a Pokemon. So you'll be on your way to work with your takeout Costa and your cigarettes, and then you'll hear bzz, bzz, and you'll look around.
There's a Mewtwo near.
You'll look around, and what is it? It is Caterpie.
Yes.
And you'll be very disappointed as you already have 50 others. The GPS works well. You will not be getting Pokemon. Like, you will not have to trek into the ladies' bathroom to get an, Arceus or anything like that.
That would be hilarious. If only.
It will do it accurately. So, say you're trekking up Snowdon, as you do. You may find a Charizard.
I see potential behind this.
I see potential
It
as
will
well.
sell like
It does
hotcakes.
sound a bit like the Google thing that was released a few years ago, which was a complete and utter flop because all it did was use your maps to locate Pokemon. But now they have incorporated the Google team into it and are using very accurate Google GPSs for this. And it looks very interesting.
I see. It's gonna be very nerdy and the extreme Pokey fans.
I will definitely be getting the Plus.
I would personally just stick with playing Alpha Sapphire.
You can never go wrong.
If I had a choice with
Red and blue
and stuff like that. Now that's the Pokemon stuff out of the way. I'd like to now talk about the second season of Owari no Seraph. This show, if you don't know already, if you didn't watch it in the spring season, is about vampires. which was a controversial decision, I think, because vampires peaked a while back
Yeah, it did.
around the school days era. That's
I-
how you determine that.
I still haven't managed to watch it. I haven't got around to
It's
it.
a
I've been very
well-made.
busy.
It's a very well-made show. It's very high budget. It's a big drama shonen show. And it's about
Okay.
this little kid.
Is there a female
called
lead role
Yui.
with overly sized breasts?
She, purple-haired girl there. I can't remember her name. She's a bit mad, and she's kind of the main female character. But Yui, I think that's his name. Yu. That's it. Yu is basically in this military thing that he does outside school. It's kind of a bit of a cliche setup, but he was. I can't even remember the plot. He was he was his friend, who's the blonde-haired guy, was one of the friends that was let me start that again. He's him and his mates were all like captured by vampires, and they lived in the vampire city, all that kind of stuff. This is what happened in the first episode of the first season, and all of them were killed except for you and the blonde-haired guy whose name I can't remember. And so he says, "You-chan, run!" So basically, you legged it, and he feels bad ever since because he abandoned his one friend who survived. And it turns out that the blonde-haired guy, became a vampire, and he wants to stop being a vampire, but he can't stop because he's addicted to the blood of the princess of the vampire people person thing.
Oh, I see.
So, and he's conflicted inside, and he thinks that all of the military guys that Yu's teams up with to help defeat the vampires are manipulating him and they're evil. So he's trying to save him, but he doesn't realize that he's hurting him in the process. It's a very awesome kind of contradictory show, and I very much enjoyed the first season, and I'm really, really stoked, in fact, to watch this. It comes out in 19 days, so we've got a while to go yet.
Yes. Tell you what,
But it's fantastic.
I am anticipating, and that is season 2 of Noragami.
Noragami?
Because that's very, very popular at the moment,
It is, rather.
and I still haven't got around to watching it, so I think I'm going to conquer that this evening.
Yeah, you just marathon it all.
Yeah.
I'm sure that you actually. This is a topic for maybe another episode, or maybe even later this episode. But we're discussing new animes that are coming out in this fall season. This little stain that I have my cursor on right
Shingeki
this moment,
Kyojin Shugaku.
it's Attack on Titan Junior High or School Life.
This
or whatever
is
it is. This
is this the anime adaptation of the manga spin-off?
Of the manga spin-off with the blue spines. It's that
yes.
one. Basically, what this is a carefully crafted product to sell chibi figures of all the Attack on Titan characters.
Yes.
This is nothing but an advertisement and a hype builder for season 2.
I
The
will-
live-action Attack on Titan movie was hated by thousands because of its uncanon adaptation
And lack of Levi, apparently.
and lack of Levi. Even though fangirls get all hot over Levi for some reason, and I just think he's a complete dick.
Personally, I liked Attack on Titan. I have an Attack on Titan necklace I'm wearing right now.
Yes,
with,
you are.
with the twin swords.
Yes, you are.
But I think it is a tad overrated.
It is. It's just hyped. It's just another dark shonen. It's like what FMA was when it first came out.
It had so much potential.
Well, it did. Yeah,
And it followed
it delivered.
the same plot lines.
It delivered what the manga had. I think it
It did.
adapted it very well, but I just don't think the manga is that special.
But I have read the manga from where the anime ends, and I won't spoil it for anyone here who hasn't read the manga, but it does degrade in value and sort of lacks
it
from the
becomes
initial plot.
the most strangest, stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Yep.
I was scrolling through and I read about this show a week or two ago.
Diabolic Lovers.
Diabolic Lovers, More, Blood. That's very kind of
More
a
blood.
Japanese adaptation on Western words
It
right
does
there.
sound like it.
This episode 1 comes out in 3 days, so this is one of the first to be aired. This is a second season of a show that I didn't actually watch, and it's a vampire shoujo harem, and that's an interesting combination of shows there. And I was thinking, vampires. This was a thing a while ago, and then stuff like High School Today came along.
It seems like vampires are
With
coming back
zombies.
around in truth.
Will zombies come back? Well, I mean, vampires come back around.
What is peaking at the moment is demons.
Demons Light, loved by everybody.
Satan.
Sebastian.
Some examples. High School DxD.
High School DxD.
There's that. The spin-off. The rip-off.
The
of
rip-off
High School
DxD.
What's it called that I was talking about a minute ago?
Black Butler.
No, not Black
Butler's
Butler.
Demons.
Oh yeah, but that aired quite a while back now. Where is it?
There's a couple of shows that I still want to talk about on here. Just saying.
Oh yes,
Honestly.
Noragami. Him being a demon.
Yes, everyone loves Origami.
Yeah,
It's
and
uber hyped. People
What
on
what
UK
came out
will
a few
talk
years
about
ago now? what's it called? Blue Exorcist.
Blue Exorcist, indeed.
Watched that.
The manga for that
good.
is really went downhill after like volume 10, and I completely abide with everyone else who didn't like that, because I read some of it. I was like, oh dearie me. There's a couple of interesting seinens coming out. This one with a really long name. Let me try and pronounce it for y'all. Sakurako-san no Ashimoto ni wa shitai gai uteramiu. It's kind of a seinen mystery based off a light novel, and I'm interested in mystery stories. You know,
Yes,
I'm kind of wanting to go deeper into the darker kind of seinen genres, because I've been watching a lot of shoujos recently, Mario no Symphony. You need to watch that. That's a very
Naruto at the moment reaching its peak.
Naruto reaching its end more than its peak.
Reaching its end.
It peaked around the pain arc, I think. Of Naruto.
And Kaguya.
All the Kaguya stuff is yet to happen in the Naruto anime.
Yeah, that's coming very soon.
Oh my days!
We'll not spoil it for anyone.
The
who's not
hype
watched
is
it.
so real for that scene.
Now,
I
just
cannot
looking
wait.
back at previous seasons, we had a brilliant winter season
Oh, the winter season was just superb last year.
with Parasite the Maxim. I loved that. If you haven't watched that, I recommend it.
Oh my
hugely.
days, that is
if
just
you're
such a
a fan
good
of
watch.
dark,
It's dark shonen / seinen.
yeah.
It is all
Worth it.
day. That is a fantastic series.
We also had Nanatsu no Taizai,
Nanatsu no
Seven
Taizai.
Deadly Sins in English.
Have you seen the OVAs for them?
I have not. I've
They're
not got
actually,
around to
they're
it.
actually pretty interesting. A lot of them, they go around bands. When Ban met the little blonde
Yeah,
angel
yeah.
girl protecting the
And-
fluid.
Yeah,
It's kind of it revolves around that. Very
and
good.
we also had the most frustrating anime ever,
Which is this?
Nozaki-kun.
Oh, Nozaki-kun. This was highly praised by everybody. But I think it was because we shied away from that kind of genre, because we just thought, it's a bit stupid. We only really focus on the great big mecha shonen kind of gubbins like
me
Kogi
and
Arts.
Tom here, we're a stickler for...
We decided to plunge into this series a bit unknown on the kind of genre that we were getting into. And I think these series genuinely have a rep for not ending the way
Yes.
we want them.
Anyone who's not watched it,
Good luck, Nozaki-kun.
spoilers,
Monthly Girls.
it doesn't end how you want it to, and leaves you on the worst cliffhanger imaginable.
It's kind of not a cliffhanger. It's kind of a flat ending. You get there, it's like, oh, is it actually going to happen? Is Sakura going to do what?
You have this
all that
huge
stuff.
build up, and you get very excited, and it rips out your heart, and rubs it in dog poo, and stamps it on the ground.
Yes, it's
Me and Tom, of course, we are men and gentlemen, and we usually go for the more mature, adult, violent animes. But now and then, we are a stickler for a good romance.
Yeah, we are.
Looking back,
we are
our favourite.
our favourite Brynhilda in the Darkness.
No, that's dark.
We loved that.
Although that did
We
have
loved
some
that
good
so much.
romance.
You should
Well, our
watch that
favourite
series.
favourite romance only had to be You and I.
What?
You and I.
You and I?
Have you not watched
Which
it?
one was this?
You've forgotten it. Oh, you fool.
Did I watch it and forgot about it?
About the very popular boy and a very shy girl.
Oh,
looks-
Say I Love You. You mean that?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's a great shoujo. But
One of them.
I'm trying to watch a lot more shoujos recently to try and find one. I watched Oharu no Ride, which was a winter show of last year, kind of around the Fate Stay Night kind of Gubbins era. And it was the most unsatisfactory thing, and I wanted to be funded for a second season because
Aye.
that had no conclusion.
Yep.
Right, so that was kind of our discussion about all the shitty shows.
So,
I would
looking
now
back,
look
just to the winter
have a
season,
little
what
bit
did
of
we have?
Have a little bit of a flashback.
We had...
Oh dearie me,
very short list.
I think they've gotten rid of most of them.
Go into the spring
Oh no,
season.
Harry! This is the winter season of coming up.
Oh, is this the upcoming winter season?
This is the upcoming winter season, so there's hardly anything been
I
announced yet,
see.
except for that. Oh my god! Let me just talk about this, right? This podcast, hopefully, we're not going to make them stupid long. What time are we up to now? 13 minutes and a bit.
We can go for another...
Basically, okay. The shows.
We can go all night.
We can go all night if you
Well,
want.
I can't.
Okay.
Tom fails.
Going back to earlier this year, shows that we enjoyed watching. I enjoyed watching the second season of Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. I'm a big fan of the Fate series, Fate Zero, Fate Stay Night, and this season I thought wrapped up the whole thing great. It's animated just so well, and it is a great watch. Especially in the first season of Fate Stay Night. The 45-minute episodes. There's
Yes,
three
yeah.
45-minute episodes in the first season.
Now, just while we're on the topic of
Yes.
animation,
I
love Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball
And-
Z. Yeah.
And I was so excited for Dragon Ball Super.
Uh-huh.
And we get to it. And I think...
And the animation is the biggest piece of shit you've ever seen in your life.
It's okay. It started off well. Goku being his radish farmer.
yeah.
Radish farmer, martial arts expert on the side, most powerful person in the universe. And then you get to the fight scenes, and the animation was terrible.
It is just the worst thing, and I'm genuinely disappointed.
The animation from the 90s, in which Dragon Ball Z peaked with the Frieza arc, and Namek
yeah,
saga.
Or the Namek saga, yeah, that stuff.
That was brilliant.
You know, yeah, it's great, enjoyable stuff.
Yeah.
Classic shonen fight scenes.
Yeah.
Great. I know, it's just such a letdown. I had big hopes for that as well. It's 100 episodes long.
I thought it was going to be good.
And it was boring.
While on the topic of Dragon Ball,
I just found
the
it
recent release of the
boring.
movie.
Oh, which
Revival
movie is
of
this?
F.
Revival of F.
Now, I haven't heard very well. I've heard a lot about it, but I haven't actually got around to watching it. As being in the UK, it hasn't been released over here. I heard that it was actually in cinemas in the US, and it got very, very good reviews. And I'd quite like to watch it. The basic principle of this is that Frieza is revived, and instead of being white and purple, he is now gold.
Yeah.
Very, very fabulous man.
Speaking of films, the Boruto movie, which is not coming over here, I don't think.
I don't believe it is.
I don't think it is. I might be wrong about that. But the Boruto
like...
movie, the Naruto's son movie, has actually, and it's not out of cinemas. It might be out of cinemas now in Japan, but it has overtaken the last in terms of box office profit.
Has it really?
It has made more money than the last. And I think the last, closely followed by Road to Ninja, are my two favourite Naruto films. Yeah. I love the last, and I just love it so much because it's such a fan appeasement film. I know I shouldn't love it because it's just fan appeasement, but I loved it.
I did too.
But anyway, that was a cool little point.
Recently, onto manga, actually.
Onto manga? Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Recently, I have borrowed off of Tom here, One Piece, and I'm very late to the game with this. But I'm on volume 20 currently, so that is the Alabasta, is that how you say it?
Alabasta
arc, and Luffy is just about to fight Sir Crocodile.
Sir Crocodile, yes, great stuff.
I am enjoying this. I think it's very good and has a lot of potential. A lot of people have already spoiled it for me. Ace dies. I want to cry there.
Much love.
But I'm anticipating this, and I'm actually not very sure what's happening with upcoming mangas.
Basically, well, there's really the craze going around manga at the moment is all the Monster Musume stuff.
Yeah.
The Monster Musume, the Monster Girls whole thing. The anime is airing at the moment. I think the last episode's yet to come out. You've not been watching this.
I haven't.
I think this show is so damn weird. And it spawned... there's a great story that the UKA podcast talked about. Basically, this show was spawned because the manga artist was trying to write... I think it was a Shonen Supernatural thing. And he presented it to the guys at Shonen Jump. And he basically said... no, this script isn't good enough. I'm rejecting it. And he was so pissed off with that guy that he just wrote a what the fuck show. As I call them, like recently My Sister's Unusual, that's a what the fuck show. And he just went through the roof and wrote basically a harem ecchi where all the girls are half monster. So there's the spider, there's there's an arachnid, fucking spider girl, there's a centaur, there's a snake, there's a bird, there's a slime blob, which is obviously used to its full extent in ecchi terms. Yeah. And there's one more, mermaid. And this show is so damn weird and it's just spawned such a great big... There it is. There's recently My Sister's Unusual. Yes. And
so this came out in January 4th, 2014.
This was
so this is almost 2 years ago.
This was last year's winter season that recently came out. I don't think we're going to talk about what the fuck shows more in another podcast because this one's kind of just finding our feet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we'll just... any support we get, very appreciated.
Yeah, please do listen to us because it'll be a great ride, hopefully. But, Jesus, we'll talk about Monster Girls on another day when we do a more in-depth rundown on what we've been watching. But shows that we've really hated recently.
Oh,
I haven't really hated anything. I do find some scenes in Rocka no Yusha a bit what the fuck and a bit. Yeah. Oh, this is a bit fucking stupid.
I know what you mean.
Like when Bunny Woman was talking about where to find the corpse in the latest episode of the. I can't even remember, but they're trying to find the corpse, and she said, "Oh, the corpse is over there."
I
was like, what the hell? But there's a few other fight scenes. Roku no Yushi's a bit cliched. All the characters kind of are the same. They're all a bit demented,
This is
apart
true.
from our main protagonist, who's quite annoying, actually.
Very true.
But as much as I'm not a huge fan of this series, I do get a lot of entertainment from it. That's why I haven't dropped it from my list. A show that I did drop recently was that. Arslan Senki. People get erections over this because it's basically a Full Metal Alchemist spin-off, but set in
Can't go wrong with Full Metal
Nordic
Alchemist,
times.
right?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
everyone
love
loves
that
Full
show.
Metal Alchemist,
Brotherhood only.
and Brotherhood only, of course, and everyone loves Hibiki Euphonium.
Oh yes.
I think that's just me though. But hang on, stop for a sec. There's a show that I want to talk about.
Is it
basically
Monogatari?
Monogatari? Mother fricker. Anyway,
I've heard about this,
I love
and
it
I've
so,
seen
I love it so
many
much.
pictures
I
online.
love it so much. It's just the greatest shoujo ever.
I find it
Anyway.
rather disturbing.
Anyway, back to Arslan Seki. All the characters are the same of FMAD.
They look slightly like the season 2 characters from Sword Art Online,
I know what you mean.
with the gun style. That was good when that was released. Which season was that? Was that?
What SAO 2?
Yeah,
That was spring of last year.
spring of last year. I enjoyed that. Although
I think it was it. No, it was summer of last year.
okay.
Yeah.
I liked the original SAO. I thought it was very good. I thought it.
It went off the rails after episode 14.
Yeah, it did. It wafted a
It
bit.
should have been a 13
when,
Just stop ruining
Kyoto
SAO.
was released, but Asuna no, so he had to go to the fairyland. But you know,
Yeah, it's just a bit fucking. It's just a bit dumb. I just
the
SAO 2
OVAs
was,
for SAO2 were
I was like,
funny.
Okay, 2 shows here that I just want to get out of the water and say that I just like to talk about right now.
Gintama.
This is again referencing back to our discussion of last season's shows, including
Go for it.
Spring Leftovers, one of which is Omogatari, which is a 24-episode shoujo. The last episode is coming out in a few days, and I'm so excited to see how this ends. And I absolutely love all the characters in this show. I love how it's got a small set of characters that are absolutely lovable. You've got Takeo, who's absolutely massive, and you never think that he'd get a girl as super kawaii desune as Yamato, but Yamato is just the nicest person in all of anime ever. And he's got his best friend Suna, who's like his really attractive friend who gets all the girls, and but he's one of the assholes who like doesn't pay them any attention. And then you think he's gonna get with this grey-haired girl in about 2 weeks ago, I think. There's this little grey-haired girl who's really nice, and she's always wanted to go out with Suna ever since kindergarten.
Back in the day.
But in the end they kind of just dismiss her.
Oh.
And that was part of that show was like, what's happening? This show's flown really well with its plot,
Yeah.
but that just seems like a bit of a stupid moment. Why did you dismiss her? She was a great character. We were getting backstory to her, and then they decided to drop her from the show.
Yeah.
What are they doing? And you know, there were a few fun 12, 13 episodes last season as well, like Hibiki Euphonium. As a brass player, I was a huge fan of Hibiki Euphonium and all the characters in it. It's a great show. And the love interest played trombone, which is obviously good on mine because I'm a trombone player.
Yeah, of course.
Also, written next to this of last season was Triage X. Now, what time are we on our podcast? 23 minutes. We'll stop at 25 minutes. This anime, and this series, in fact, Triage X, makes me angry. Not just because of the slightly retarded drawings and the crazy ecchi stuff. And basically it's by the same artist and who did High School of the Dead. Basically, we have to get that out of the water. High School of the Dead, sitting on my manga shelf right there, proud and noble. And of course, it's been on hiatus for nearly 3 years now.
It has.
And I love High School of the Dead.
Was it High School of the Dead where the writer had a heart attack and died?
No, that was a theory that some people came up with. He
right.
basically was suffering from health problems, and he says, "Oh, I won't be able to write High School of the Dead, so I'll write another show that's worse." People hate HOTD because of its excess ecchi, nudity, and just slightly generic plot.
Matrix boob jiggles.
And Matrix boob jiggles. But I
Never go
really,
wrong.
really, really love that show. As much as how retarded it is, I do love it.
Yeah.
I watched 2 episodes of Triage X, and I just thought it's the most retarded plot I've ever come across in my entire life. About nurses who just go around on motorcycles not wearing anything.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like, come on, Psycho could get away with that, but not freaking any of it. It's just stupid. And to be honest, I couldn't recommend an anime less than that. Or the Terraformers anime. That was awful.
Yeah.
That, in fact, got Worst Anime of the Year last year. Oh, okay. Moving on from anime, we want to do kind of a music section as well.
Yes.
So people who aren't interested in
no.
good music and they'd rather go listen to dubstep gubbins in their room
Yes.
saying, "Oh, he's so talented."
Yes, if you're into the whole pop music, then
Yeah, go down a fire and.
well,
stuff.
no.
Okay,
no.
fine. Okay, fine. I didn't mean that.
Just
I didn't mean
Cut off
that.
now. Tom's very.
This is for the bespoke listeners.
This is for any metal fans.
This is for the metal fans.
And now our name comes into context.
The
Motaku.
The Motaku. Basically,
Metal
what?
otaku.
Metal otaku. I took otaku and I put an M for metalhead in front of it.
Yes.
So Motaku is that name.
Creation, everyone.
Creation, everyone. It's
And this is how we were born.
this is how we were born. Yes.
Yes.
But anyway, moving on to new albums.
Music.
Basically, Iron Maiden have released a double
Book of
album.
Souls.
Book of Souls.
The
It's
single, Speed of Light. I found it interesting.
It was an alright song.
Slightly strange with what's his name, Eddie,
Yeah,
running through
the
video
music.
games.
Yeah, the music video was a bit weird, but
It's not a bad song, but it can never beat Old Maiden. I mean,
Number
Fear
of
of
the Beast.
the Dark, Number of the Beast.
Fear of the Dark
Seven
was
Son of Son.
Fear of the Dark was a bit of a weird album for me.
Yeah,
Seven
but
Son
the
of
song
Seven-
Fear of the Dark.
It's
brilliant
it's a good
song.
But Bruce left after Fear of the
Yeah.
Dark, so, you know.
And now, another album that's just been released. Slayer have a new album.
Slayer have a new album that's got Antichrist on the front of it, so
I
it's going to
haven't
cause
listened to
controversy
this.
with all the Roman Catholics.
Have you listened to it at all, Tom?
I have listened to the single, and it sounds like old Slayer,
Oh,
which is not a bad thing.
That's good.
Tom is yelling like he used to with his massive beard.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Like vocals like that.
I believe
it's fantastic.
that Foo Fighters actually have an EP out.
Speaking of EPs, Devil Wears Prada have got their Space EP out.
Oh, they do.
Good old great American metalcore band that you should listen to. They're probably my favourite metalcore band. Their EP is very good. It's very experimental. It reminds me a lot of what Bring Me the Horizon did with Sempiternal. And
I
as
see.
much I think Sempiternal as much I think it was overrated. The fangirls liked it because Ollie Sykes tried to sing,
Yeah.
but he can't really. And Bring Me the Horizon have a new album out. I haven't listened to it yet, and I probably won't because Bring Me the Horizon never really did it for me. Their album There's a Hell was the best.
Yeah. So
But you know,
back to Foo Fighters. They have an EP with 4 songs, and it's called Songs from the Laundry Room.
songs from the laundry
And they
room.
have Alone plus Easy Target in brackets Songs from the Laundry Room. They have Big Me in brackets Songs from the Laundry Room.
Yes.
Kids in America in brackets Songs from the Laundry Songs from the Laundry Room. Sorry. And last, Empty Handed, and I think you can guess, but in brackets it has.
Songs from the laundry room.
It does. Tom,
Oh
it
my
does.
word! I would
But-
never have guessed.
I'm a big Foo Fighters fan. I mean,
Yeah,
I really want to go see them live.
I'm fond of the Foo Fighters as well.
But I mean, a lot of their stuff is similar, but they are very talented.
They're very good musicians. Very good. I mean,
worship Lord Grohl.
not just Lord Grohl, but all the other guys in that band as well.
Yeah,
They're proper
they're
musicians. They
very,
know
very
they
good.
know how to play their instruments.
I mean, recently, I've heard this happens to everyone, but I've been listening to, and Tom will be very ashamed of me.
No, I'm not ashamed of you.
I've been listening to oh shit, I've forgotten their name.
My Chemical Romance.
My Chemical Romance. There we go. They're all
yeah.
they're good, very teenager.
They're very teeny.
I mean, teen girls
mean,
still swear down by them. I know
Gerard
people
Way.
who have said, "I will commit suicide if they get back together," and I'm thinking, "What's wrong with you, woman?
I
I
mean,
need to slap this out of you."
MCR. As much as I said to you, I hate MCR. I don't mean it. I think they're a very,
They are
very
good.
tight, well produced, talented band of musicians.
Welcome to the Black Parade.
Black Parade is just a great album. It'll
That
be
song,
it'll
the
be
piano.
it'll be an all-time great.
It'll go. Yeah,
That album-
their greatest hits album.
Famous Last Words, Black Parade.
good.
Great stuff.
I mean, Mama
Will
got
carry on.
teenagers.
Teenagers. I think Teenagers it sounds like a
funny.
joke song to
It
me.
does sound like a joke song, but if you're bored, it's fun to listen.
It's funny to listen to. It's got a good music video.
And this came out years and years ago, but still. And
MCR really did take emo music to a new height.
They
with their
brought it
style.
back.
And they kind of,
they
I think
brought back the emu fandom.
I'm glad that they were there because it gave emos an excuse.
Yeah, emus.
Emus an excuse, and I do enjoy listening to them, but I think their time passed after
It
Black
did.
Parade in 2006 or 2007, whenever that album came out.
I thought it was 2008, but
Was it? Oh, I'm probably wrong. I don't know.
I shall have a Google.
But I love that album, but I don't think they just sounded to get a bit tired
The
towards
album
the end
before
of
it.
They sounded to get a bit tired. It's a bit like when bands try and change themselves too much, like Bring Me the Horizon, their
Yeah.
new stuff, their old stuff was so heavy. I mean, if you go back to their EP,
Sempiternal.
This is
That's
what the edge
good.
of... It's a good album, but if you go back to This Is What the Edge of Your Seat Was Made For by Bring Me Horizon, that album is just the most disgustingly heavy sound I've ever heard, and it's just so brutal.
Welcome
now
to
it's
the Black
kind of...
Parade was 2006.
2006, we
And
were
if that
all
doesn't
right.
make you feel old, then let me put that into context. 2006 was 9 years ago.
Yes, it was. 2006 was a great year for albums.
It was.
We had Black Parade, we had Inhuman Rampage by Dragon
when
Force.
me and Tom were only little kiddie winkles.
Yeah, we had Inhuman Rampage with Through the Fire and the
but
Flames going out everywhere.
Even though that was their last album that came out in 2006, they did not officially break up till 2013.
They released that
was their
album with the gun
they-
on the front.
They released a greatest hits album, which was.
I don't care about greatest
it
hits
was
albums.
It was
Ari.
all right.
I don't care about greatest hits albums.
I mean, the most underrated member of MCR, you have frontman Gerard Way.
everyone gets.
But don't
boners over
forget his brother, Mikey Way.
him. Mikey. Ba.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should probably end the podcast here, Harry. We've gone over a bit.
Yeah, we've gone over. Well, you
Well,
guys are all very lucky.
You. I hope you stick with us for our second episode, where
thank
we have
you for
plans to
listening.
discuss the summer seasons of this year. That more in depth what we've been watching, because I haven't
Yep.
mentioned all the ones that I've been watching, and
Yeah.
animes that really disappointed us again. Various bits and bobs that we find.
If you wish for us to talk about anything, then please drop us an email.
Drop us an email at what email address should we ask them to send it to?
Send it to my email,
Okay, send it to Harry Key's email, which is,
harrykey68@gmail.com.
and mine's tomwakelin991@gmail.com.
You
Write
now
to
know
us
who we are.
and ask how we can improve our show and give us advice and tips on what we should talk about.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for listening.
We were the MotakuCast.
We are the MotakuCast, and
Goodbye.
we'll see you next time. Take care.